Welcome to the Joyfully Golden podcast. We're excited to share another episode with you.
If you're impacted by this episode or any of the one that we've released, make sure to like it, share it with someone who may also enjoy it, and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest content.
Enjoy today's episode.
Happy New Year! All right, 2021, 2020's gone. It's over. It's history. New year, new beginnings. How are you, Joy?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, I just had a trip to Arizona with my wife, which was phenomenal. And we got to see the Grand Canyon. We got to go around. And it was just amazing because there were a lot of things that were on my bucket list to do. Anyways, and since for Christmas we didn't give each other gifts, we just took a long trip for Christmas and New Year's. And we just got to explore a new state that we had never been to. And it was so relaxing. It was so rejuvenating, and it was very needed. So I'm doing great. I'm super excited for what this year is in store, and for what I'm gonna get to do and be a part of this year being amazing. How about you? How you feeling?
I'm doing well. 2020. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of hard things, but there are a lot of great things that happen. I'm really excited for this year. A lot of plans and projects and things to execute on. 22nd episode of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
So last year, not bad. So we're going to have 52 more this year, so that's pretty darn good.
That
I'm
is
really
good.
Excited. And I'm just really excited for the new year because it really does feel like a blank slate, like a new start. I know a lot of times people talk about resolutions, and it's easy to get excited when you start something new. And today I want to kind of talk about resolutions, the attitude with those resolutions, and how we can really try and help people stick through things that they really do want to change in this 2021 year.
That's good. I love it.
So what are some of your goals for this year?
For this year, and first of all, I'm really excited that we're talking about, just the concept of new beginnings overall, because I believe that life is made off of endings and beginnings constantly. There's the quote that says the only constant thing in nature is change. That's true. Just change constantly happens. And so as we go through the ending of, like you said, a year that in many ways was wild for a lot of us, I think we got to celebrate the fact that with the ending, there's a new beginning, and which means the ending of something means the beginning of something new, which means, a new opportunity to grow, a new opportunity to learn, to live, and on and on and on. And so for me specifically, every single year, I'm always excited because to me, like you said, the concept of the blank slate, it literally is a blank slate to me, because I mean, I've had years in which I started the year in a different country, and by the end of the year, I was in a completely different country doing something I never even planned on doing at the beginning of the year, So, and I love that element of surprise, that comes with every new year, because that's a part of life that's exciting, and some people, I guess it depends. Some people don't like too much that, but I love that unknown that could be happening. But at the same time, the things that I have planned for this year, I think one of the main thing is I've been working I'm excited. You can feel it. I've been working on a short film, my next a big short film, and so I'm really excited for it because the film is gonna be happening soon. You're gonna be helping with it, so I hope you're excited for it too, and I hope you guys are excited to see it. But I've just spent, because I wrote the script like 3 years ago. And it kind of just like stand on the back end. It's been slowly building up to finally being able to work on it. So I'm super excited. I have an amazing cast, an amazing crew behind the project, and so that's kind of like the mind frame that I'm in right now. Because the next 3, 4 to 5 weeks are gonna be completely dedicated to that project. Filming it, executing it, all the post stuff leading up to it, and then eventually releasing it. And so that's the big thing on top of my list to get done this year, because I wanted to film a short film last year. I was able to do it. You helped with that one too, and here we are this year. I want to do the same thing, hopefully better, hopefully create something that moves my craft forward. And but besides that, I just want to step a little more into my purpose, overall, just to make headway moving forward into the direction of my dreams, direction of my goals, and just grow as a person, because to me that's the goal. I think it's Jim Rohn who says that no one expects of you to do everything perfectly all the time, But the only thing that is expected of every man is to be able to make significant or to make I forget how I worded it, but basically to be able to make measurable progress within a measurable amount of time. Because that's the only thing that's expected of anyone. Not perfection, but progress. And to me, if as I'm starting this year, I know for a fact I'm better than I was last year in so many different ways. And so my goal is, when I reach the end of this year, when everything wraps up, I want to be better. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better dancer. I want to be a better filmmaker, a better writer. I want to be a better artist. I want to be a better son, a better friend, all those different things. So to me, it's that quest, to better myself at being a better steward, of this experience called life that I have. But how about you? What is your headspace like heading into this new year?
I would definitely say that coming into 2021, I'm in a much better spot with work, with owning my own home, financially.
Nice.
Definitely the start of 2020 versus the start of 2021. Already have that.
There you go.
I'm excited for the projects that we're working on, and it's more of like my goal rather than like resolutions of like exercise or other things. It's more of like the mindset resolution. This is a big thing that I want to talk about. T.D. Jakes talks about, it doesn't matter what all of the things that you get, and you can change on the outside if you don't have the right mindset.
Ooh,
so
good.
My goal this year is really focusing on maintaining the right mindset of moving forward, of having that forward thinking, forward progress, of not letting any past failure or slip up or fall get in the way or stop me from my full potential of executing on this year.
That's good.
Because I think too often we will set ourselves up with goals, and then there are things in the past, or our current present state of mind is still stuck in the past. And a lot of times, a lot of these motivational speakers, that what they talk about is you have to give up who you are now in order to become who you need to be to have the things you want in the future. So my whole push for this year is really focusing on getting in that right mindset. It's like, a lot of last year, towards the end of it, I would watch our own episodes. It's like, okay, there's things that I said that I believe, and there'll be times in my day where I just get distracted or get off target by something that bothers me or puts me out of focus. And so this whole year is about maintaining that focus.
That's good.
And then sticking to those goals, because the likelihood of executing on any particular area will be much higher, a chance of success, because I'm in the right mindset.
Wow, that's really good. And I love something that you mentioned too, because when I think of the new beginnings, sometimes I feel like we don't get to enjoy them to the fullest, or to benefit or seize the opportunities to the fullest, because we're still stuck in the past, like you said. And I think one of the awesome things, because when you think about it, I mean, the beginning of the year, the end of the year, I mean, it's in reality, there's nothing that significant that happens. Like, it's just from a day to another, it's just another day, just another set of hours. Like, in reality, as far as the world function, is just another day. But we as human have built the ability to assign value to things, and we've built this concept of a year, and of the wrapping of the year and the starting of the year, and we give such a big deal to it, because it's built in us, the concept of endings and new beginnings. But unfortunately, a lot of people miss out on that opportunity, because as we celebrate, as we party, because the new year and everything, we see all the superficial things, we do all the superficial things, but we don't go any deeper. Even something as small as last year, I was very lazy with eating right, for example. I was very negligent of what I was putting in my body, and maybe this year I have the opportunity to actually do that, to actually be good towards me with what I eat. And so I'm going to throw away everything that happened last year. That was last year. This year, this is day 2, day 3, and I have the opportunity to decide from today moving forward how it's going to be. And you can literally make that decision today and actually start making headway towards it. It's not going to be automatic, but you can commit to it. You can call a friend and ask them to hold you accountable to it. You can write it down. You can start by making the first grocery list, like whatever, but you can start moving forward, like literally by making action that move you forward. And I think there is so much power in that, because we literally have this amazing ability to make this year look completely different than last year. Right. And to me, that's powerful, the fact that we can do that. And so I always, when I see people celebrate, I always wonder. I'm like, I wonder if they think about that as well. But because if you don't, then what are we celebrating in reality? Just the fact that we're alive another year. But to me, the celebrating a new year comes from the fact that, oh my gosh, no matter what happened the last 365 days, I can decide that the next the next 365 days are gonna be completely different. I can apply myself to it, and I can try my best to make it look this way, And to me, that's just amazing, and I hope a lot of people sees it. A lot of people take it and run with it. And it can be in the craziest thing as far as your health and everything, or in the smallest thing as far as like I just want to be a more considerate person. Like I just want to be a happier person. I want to be more supportive to the people that are around me. All those different things. And so, and that's why I think what you mentioned about the resolution versus the mindset is so key. Because the resolution, it's the superficial, oh, I'm gonna do this, everybody's doing this, then I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna sign up and everything. But it's like, no, we can dial it down to something so much more deeper than that, and actually look at those next 365 days and realize that we really can live a complete different life those 365 days, depending on what we want to do with it, And so that just gets me riled. So I'm really excited. But I want to ask you, as we're talking about this, what are some specific things for you that you're looking at this year that you would like to change compared to last year, and why, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Well, I think before I answer that question, I want to bring up one of the things you said. We're a few days in, so it's the 5th. And so some people may have started a resolution on the 1st, that Friday, and now that they've already broken it. Or, they say like 21 days to form a habit, things like that. And so for me, like the things that I want to do is I want to look at only what have I done last year that I want to change for me. And not look at what anyone else has done.
That's
Because it is so easy to compare ourselves to other people.
That's
and
so
that
good.
really gets you nowhere. It really doesn't. Unless you're like evaluating your performance based on what's expected of an average individual in a workplace environment, like what you do with your life does not matter what the person next to you does. Like what you do doesn't matter to me so much as what I've done, what I've previously done, and what I'm going to do moving forward.
So good.
So my biggest thing is stop comparing myself to other people. I've done that a lot.
So good.
I've done that in ways that has at times helped motivate me, but oftentimes it's just really depressed me. It made me think like, well, why am I not? It's like, you're not them. You don't know. And it's so easy when you look at things just to see the positive picture. You really don't know what's going on in the background of those people's lives.
Wow.
So step one for me is really just focus on myself.
And
where was I last year? Where was I this year? I am already in a phenomenally better place right now than I was this time a year ago.
Wow.
So I already know that my actions this past year have led me to better opportunities. So trusting on doing what I need to do for me helps me to move forward.
That's so good.
So that's the big thing.
So
the
good.
next thing would be to really think about, what am I doing with my time? I have come to learn over the past several years that time just really matters so much more than any monetary value. It's our most valuable currency because it's the only thing that's non-renewable. You can't do anything to get more time. You can change the amount of time you focus on things, but you can't get more of it. It doesn't matter. The millionaires have the same amount of time that we do. So my thing will be looking at my time and realizing, okay, finding that time to be like, yes, this is the day of reading or playing games or travel, or this is a day or a week or a weekend of hard work and exercise and getting things done, but really looking at, what am I going to do with my time that's going to put me in a better position than when I was last year? And then the third thing, getting rid of the guilt. Giving yourself the permission to try things regardless of the outcome.
Wow.
Because I think it's so important that there are so many good ideas that people honestly, genuinely have. There's a lot of ideas I think I have that are really valuable. This podcast having been one of them. And it was, look how well this is going. This is great. It's like, if we hadn't decided to do this, well, we wouldn't be here filming our 22nd episode. So it's just deciding, if something's good enough to do, or that the idea came into your mind, it came to you for a reason. And that reason was for you to act on it, not to wonder about it or to think, well, here's this great thing I would like to do, but I'm not going to do it because. Dreams don't come with excuses. We create them. So my whole thing is,
so good.
Do not create excuses when dreams walk into your life. Rather than take a bold step of courage to boldly face those dreams and to let go of the fears that would hold you back.
Wow.
So those are the big 3 things that I want.
That is amazing. Well, I'm excited to see all of it play out because I'm going to be pretty close and I'm going to be watching and I'm going to be learning too.
So
wow.
It's very exciting.
That's amazing.
So what's something for people you think that, watching, because we've been doing this for a little while now, what's something that people can really focus on themselves this year? What do you think would be a good strategy or something to take away from the day?
I think you said it so well, honestly, and I really hope that they take into consideration what you said, because I don't even know if I would add anything to that. Like, that was just so perfectly put. I strongly do believe that's the way it should be. Like, the measurable progress that you make within every year, every month, and so forth, it should be measured by you, by becoming more of you, not by what someone else is doing, and I feel like that's the trap that so many, and that's why I think so many times we start with these resolutions that sometimes we don't even know why we're trying to do them. And of course, there's nothing behind it. It's just because this person did it or this person said you should. But if it comes from a place of seeing the person that you were last year, and deciding that, I can get a little better here. I can just tweak a little something here, and be have a little more energy during the day, or be a little happier, or be a little more healthy. That's measurable. That's tangible. That makes sense because it's you becoming a better version of you, which no one else can do but you. And so I really wouldn't. I honestly would challenge our audience to take this as the first challenge for this year to go and take an honest look at where you were last year, what you were able to do, who you were to the people around you, and just ask yourself, in which areas can you improve? In which areas can you get better? Can you grow? Can you learn more, gain more skills? And be bold enough to go after it. Be bold enough to decide to do that, because those things, they may be super tiny. They may be very small adjustments in your life. But if they're moving you forward, if they're making you becoming more efficient in what you're doing, or more in tune with who you are, it's worth it. Because again, no one else out there is going to be able to make that headway in that specific path but you. And we need you. We need a better you. We need a stronger you. We need a more creative you, because the ideas that you have, the dreams that you have, the skills that you have, the personality that you have, everything that makes you, there is not another one. There's only you. So we need you to be a good steward of that. We need you to develop that, because eventually you're going to bless all of us with it. You know what I mean? And so that's what I would say to our audience, to take that at heart, and I would take that at heart too, because I don't even think I thought of it quite that way until you mentioned it. Like, that's just so beautifully put. What if our New Year's resolution was to just become a better version of ourselves? How much pressure would that take off of us? Instead of trying to be like this person, like that person. No. What if I just want to get better at being me? And I would challenge our audience to take that as the first challenge of the year, and as the only thing maybe to focus on this year, and just see what happens. Wow.
And we challenge you this year, 2021, be the best version of yourself you've ever been. Do it for you. Happy New Year, everyone. Have a great, fantastic year, and stay joyfully golden.
See you next time.